looking out here, I mean, the southbound side looks pretty good, maybe until you get to around the 10 freeway. So he's got another few miles of light traffic, I would say. And then once he gets closer to the 10, it'll start to bottleneck just a little bit, but relatively light for a Wednesday afternoon. Again, all of that rush hour traffic appears to be coming in the opposite direction, and he just hops right over into the HOV lane whenever he sees any traffic, or even the shoulder he was using there just a few minutes ago. Again, it'll be interesting to see how this all started, but again, Simi Valley not prepared to give this up. They took this all the way out of Ventura County, down the 118 freeway, off the 405, and came right by our airport, right past Van Nuys Airport, as we picked this up, and you can see him now continuing at about 90 miles per hour, southbound side of the 405, coming up on Sunset here in just a minute, about to pass the Getty Center. He is now back in the HOV lane. Those Simi Valley units still not too far behind him, able to keep up at now almost triple-digit speeds. California Highway Patrol, though, again, preparing to take this over. So if we continue here, which it looks like we will, it looks like they are preparing to hand this off to the CHP, and not too far from now. It's going to happen, I would say, almost any minute as soon as they have enough units in position to take this over. We saw them already pass a couple of other agencies who happen to be driving southbound here. But again, this is a Simi Valley pursuit that is now in LA County, now in West LA, as he comes up on Sunset Boulevard. Yeah, it's a touch and go situation at these speeds. You know, it's a tough call. Those supervisors and those watch commanders are always faced with these delicate calls. Again, a lot of it depends on the want, and then a lot of it has to do with the behavior of the driver behind the wheel here. We don't know what these charges were. For all we know, it could be a very violent person behind the wheel. We just don't know, and if that's the case, they'll be less likely to give it up. On the other hand, but again, just the fact that they've taken this so far makes you believe that this is somewhat serious. Again, for Simi Valley to continue a pursuit this far into LA County does say something. What it says, what it tells us, we don't know, but just reading the tea leaves, it tells you that this could be a serious criminal behind the wheel here. They are not willing to give this up just yet, and they are still waiting out CHP as long as it's taking here. I mean, they could have handed this off a while ago, but this is now in West LA, and CHP is still getting their ducks lined up so that they can be in a position to take this over. But now, as he gets closer to the 10 freeway, sure enough, as we were just saying, I see a lot more volume here in the next couple of minutes, and it'll be interesting to see if he decides to get off the freeway coming up on some of that traffic at a high rate of speed here. This certainly appears to be a very desperate person behind the wheel here, now on the shoulder, driving very erratically, cutting a lot of people off here as he takes the exit ramp. He was intimidated by all that traffic and is now getting off of the freeway. That's going to be, I think, Wilshire. We'll see here. Santa Monica Boulevard. Yep, Santa Monica Boulevard. So many. Yeah, you're right, and that busy nature is really scaring me. Look at all of the innocent motorists here as he swerves over those double yellow lines and oncoming lanes of traffic briefly, just to get around anybody in his way here, and just to put any kind of distance between him and those pursuing units at that red light there. Those units had a lot of time to come up right behind him and catch up, and now he's continuing very fast speeds down Santa Monica Boulevard, going westbound on Santa Monica Boulevard at a high rate of speed, well over the speed limit here, and he is changing lanes very, very erratically in what is a very heavy vehicle, and you're going to start seeing a little more pedestrian traffic here. There's a skateboarder crossing the street, and look at this Simi Valley unit coming up right behind him in the middle of this heavy traffic here on Santa Monica Boulevard. No position for a pit maneuver there, but it almost looked like he was going to give it a shot, or at least maybe come up right behind him. That was really, really close, and look at him picking up speed after that maneuver there. So he is desperate to get away from that primary unit who had no problem pulling up right behind him there. I really thought he was almost going to make contact there. Really, really, really aggressive, an aggressive tactic there, an aggressive driver behind the wheel of this vehicle right through a red light there. Lots of cross traffic, squeezing his way through, threading the needle at every chance he gets here to put any kind of distance, but he is not going anywhere fast. Those units are still right behind him as he does about 60 miles per hour down Santa Monica Boulevard. Very aggressive, but a good reminder that this is a different agency. We are not used to, those Ventura County agencies, believe me, have very different tactics and sometimes are often more aggressive than what we are used to seeing in this part of West LA. I will tell you that. But westbound Santa Monica Boulevard continuing to swerve around traffic here, and watch as he does it, right through another red light here. Every time he, right through the red light, and every time he twists that wheel, you could see the vehicle wobble just a little bit. There's such sharp turns and erratic maneuvers that he is really showing the limits of this work truck. It is certainly a heavy-duty work truck, but, you know, it is a top-heavy vehicle, and it just doesn't behave well with that kind of driving. Yep. If Santa Monica gets involved in any way here, but after all of that time on the freeway, California Highway Patrol was never able to take it over, and now he's continuing these erratic moves now northbound on 11th Street. Northbound 11th from Boulevard, and we have now, let's count them real quick, 1, 2, 3, 4 Simi Valley units, and now an LAPD helicopter overhead here, helping out here, making a left turn on Arizona off of 11th Street, continuing westbound at a high rate of speed, coming up on 10th, and then 9th, more pedestrian traffic here, and you're going to see that increase the closer we get to the beach. He is heading straight towards the ocean, and there is lots of pedestrian traffic at this time of the day as he comes up on more cross traffic, running every single red light, Mark and Colleen. The tension here is through the roof. Down there and up here in the helicopter. I am very nervous about this one, guys. That's southbound Arizona, or southbound 7th Street from Arizona, now back on Santa Monica Boulevard. We'll see if he takes the boulevard right through Santa Monica Boulevard, continuing southbound 7th here, heading towards the 3rd Street Promenade. LAPD with their airship right overhead. If they do have to pull off, at least they've got the helicopter to call out the position there, and then they can move local units into the area once this pursuit comes to an end, if it just gets too dangerous. Now he's in a bike lane, using that bike lane here on Broadway at 5th Street. More pedestrians. Look at this, people running out of the way, continuing westbound on Broadway now, past 4th Street, through another red light. Look at all the people here, guys. This is so dangerous. Coming up on the promenade, coming up on the 3rd Street Promenade, or one more block. He's at the promenade. Lots of pedestrian traffic, people running in all different directions as he is now only 2 blocks from the beach. He will be forced to get onto Ocean or PCH here in just a second. More pedestrians. Lots of cross traffic. Sorry, guys. There's a dog there. Simi Valley continuing this pursuit. You have to wonder, we have to wonder at this point what this driver is wanted for, because there's going to be a whole lot of questions here in a second. We are in the busiest part of Santa Monica, right by the Santa Monica Pier, guys, as he continues now southbound on Ocean Avenue, one of the most heavily dense areas of the city and one of the most populated with tourists, as he now makes a wild left turn past a construction vehicle here on Olympic, off of Ocean, and now continuing now in the opposite direction, going now eastbound away from the beach and going the wrong way now on Olympic. Taking the freeway. That's the on-ramp, and that'll put him on the 10 freeway here, I think. Oh, collision there, sideswiping an innocent vehicle, and he keeps on going. Sideswiping that vehicle, keeps on going. Simi Valley right behind him once again in hot pursuit here. That was not the entrance He ended up bypassing the entrance and is now still on surface streets. Continuing on surface streets down Olympic Boulevard here, again missing another opportunity. That was another entrance ramp that he just missed. This would be a better spot for a pit maneuver if that go-ahead has been given here, but he is now crossing over the 10 freeway, going northbound 11th, and it does look by my eye that that primary unit is going to attempt a dangerous pit maneuver with a top-heavy vehicle. Those are also usually deterred, but in this case, they are a little bit desperate here to get this person off the road as safely as possible, but they are, again, dealing with a lot of extraneous circumstances here with the potential for collateral damage almost everywhere you look here in the heart of downtown Santa Monica, paralleling the train tracks here, doing about 60 miles per hour down Colorado and going back towards the beach. Again, he's going westbound now. He's done a full circle through this part of Santa Monica, and Simi Valley is still right behind him here. Almost showed signs of a pit maneuver. They didn't quite have the opportunity there, and now he's just another block or two, about 5 blocks, I would say, from the beach. He's getting out, dumping the vehicle, ramming into more cars. The driver out of the vehicle, he's running for it. One driver now on foot after crashing into a bunch of cars there. A chain reaction crash there as he continues running down Colorado Avenue at Main Street towards the beach, now coming to, it looks like he's behind this building here, and there he is. He's still on foot. He's running like heck to get away from that unit. There are going to be a number of units closing in on him at any second here as he continues crossing through traffic here, running as fast as he can, again heading straight through onto the Santa Monica Pier. He is now at the Santa Monica Pier, going around the barricade here, and now running onto the pier. Santa Monica police are here. Simi Valley police are here. He is now giving up, proned out at the Santa Monica Pier, tasers out, and this one coming to the best end possible. We can hope that everybody in that crash was okay, but now you have police with the suspect at taser point, his hands behind his back, and the chase is over. But man, that was about as heart-pounding as it gets, especially with all of that pedestrian traffic here in downtown Santa Monica. Just unbelievable stuff. A lot of damage, absolutely. Sideswiped somebody there as he was paralleling the 10 freeway, and then when he finally was showing signs of jumping out of the vehicle, he basically rammed into a bunch of people stopped at a red light. They crashed into each other. They're going to have a little bit of whiplash, but I think those should be minor injuries just based on from what I saw there. But now they have the suspect in custody. He is being taken off of the pier, and these tourists are in for quite a show here. I mean, this is a bit more than they bargained for today, but thankfully nobody else is hurt here. This could have been so much more dangerous because that vehicle is a very dangerous, very heavy vehicle, and he was running through every single red light in Santa Monica. Right pedal, Ryan. You here? Look at that. And right where it ended, look at that. Those three cars stopped at the red light, bicyclists everywhere, bike paths everywhere, pedestrians, tourists, train tracks. I mean, this is about the most dangerous spot for a chase like this to end. And thankfully, it was not worse. We just have to be very thankful that this didn't end any other way, and he finally just jumped out of the vehicle. But the way he was driving, and the way he was being pursued by Simi Valley, it's going to be so interesting when we find out what this person was wanted for and what led to this dangerous and reckless pursuit. Really aggressive by all parties here, but obviously there was certainly, most likely, some very good reason for it, because he is finally being taken off the streets for some unknown reason, which we will find out. But man, you've got to wonder what it was. Yeah, and we came really close. I think we came really close to almost seeing one or two pit maneuvers. I think the go-ahead was given there because they were certainly positioning for a pit maneuver, and there was at one point they actually might have even had an opportunity on an empty stretch of Olympic Boulevard. But in any event, they weren't quite able to execute that for safety reasons. And now you can see the damage left behind here. That work truck, which you have to wonder whether it even belongs to him or whether the truck itself is stolen. Certainly drove it like he stole it, and you can see what's left of it there. A Waymo vehicle now stuck behind him, and now you can see an investigation that's about to ensue here as they are about to shut down this part of Colorado Avenue. But just a wild, wild chase ending here in downtown Santa Monica. You got it.